You guys ready? All right. Red Eagle has his own way. He'll call on you. He'll just point at you and say hello or what's your name. And, I consider him this very, very ancient Native American chief. But he's like an oak tree when he comes into the body. The voice changes, and different guides have different accents and different manners of being. And Red Eagle is pretty unique in his way. So, welcome to him. He'll go around and give you a message. Sometimes he just asks you what your question is. Sometimes he starts with a message. So I don't know. I just let him loose. I just open the gates and they're all yours, Red Eagle. So let's begin by placing our hands on our lap with our palms facing upward. Close your eyes. As you close your eyes, relax your shoulders. Just let them drop, everyone. As you're dropping your shoulders, relax your hands. As you're relaxing your hands, relax your wrists. Relax your wrists so much that if I were to walk over and lift your hand up, it would flop back down. So just adjust yourself right now internally where your hands go limp. Good. When your wrists go limp, your shoulders will automatically drop a little bit more. Good. So we're just going to slow everything down. If we were going at a level 9, let's bring it down to like a 5 or a 6. We're going to start with a cleansing breath, a grounding breath to help us drop in. At the count of 3, we'll breathe in through our nose together and send the air deep down into your belly, filling yourself with light, filling your mind with light, your spine, every part of your body as best as you can. Hold the breath till I say blow it out, and then you'll blow it out. 1, 2, breathe in. All the way in, everyone, and hold the breath. As you hold the breath, relax your face, no tension, relax your shoulders, relax, and do a bowing your head, keeping your eyes closed. Bless you. As you're relaxing and you're opening up the back of your neck, imagine that your spine is hollow and light from the heavens is coming down into your spine and healing and re-energizing and calming you, spreading throughout your body, through your heart, throughout your limbs, out through your fingers, out through your toes, calming you, opening you, and welcoming you. Surround yourselves with light, everyone. Allow this light now to get bigger and brighter, expanding in every direction, 2 to 3 to 4 to 10 times its size. The light's so big that it fills the room, gets bigger than this house, bigger than this city, this state, this country, bigger than the planet Earth. And now zoom out to space and see the Earth in a ball of light in your mind. You have the power to surround the entire planet with light right now. Do it. As I say this blessing, Great Spirit of Love, thank you for uniting us this evening. Thank you for the many blessings of the past, the present, and the future. And thank you for the grace and the insight to be able to see the blessings in disguise of the past, the present, and of course the future. Help us to heal and nourish and energize our bodies, minds, and spirits. Help us to help others do the same. We send love to our ancestors, as well as our descendants, both known or unknown, both born or unborn, and to all beings everywhere we wish peace, because peace is what we believe in. All right, relaxing now. I'm going to start off the Om. You're going to join in, match the note as best as you can, and after that I'll say goodbye and they will say hello. Here we go. Om. Hey, hello, I'm Red Eagle. You hear people say you have to take a chance, you have to take the leap. They tell you just relax, just calm down, just do it, just this, just that. What a word, just. I just want to have a peaceful life. I just want to find someone who is compatible. I just want to have enough money to be comfortable. I just want to be left alone. I just want this. Is this too much to ask? Maybe. Apparently. You're still trying to check all these things off the list. You say, I'm humble. Why can I not have it? I'm doing all the right things. I do my gratitude. I do my compassion. I try not to judge. I try to think abundantly. I'm doing all this. I'm trying to stop the negative self-talk. So when is all of it going to happen? Well, you know, many people eat food, but they don't taste it. They don't digest it even. They just eat it, but their minds are somewhere else. It is a good exercise to slow down how you eat. We suggest it for all of you. Try to chew your food maybe 27, 30 times each bite. Try it. And breathe. There are many activations that happen in your saliva, in your teeth, in your gums, in your olfactory senses, even in your fingertips. Many cultures would eat with their hands. Why? Were they savages? Or did they know something? Was there something, some sensors that are in the fingertips? Maybe you don't sense them because you are not trained to. You are not using your sensitivity that way. Maybe you have always used a fork or a knife. So these cultures, they were inventive. They could have made spoons and forks. They had trees. They had knives. They could have cut it. So they knew something else about their food. What about walking barefoot on the earth? Your feet, they are kind of a portal for when you have too much static energy in the body. The ground, the earth, she neutralizes energy from you. It is why when water, you take a shower, you feel fresh, don't you? Water tends to invigorate you. It is cleansing a very real energetic force around you, which is your aura. Sometimes you have to cut your hair or brush your hair to activate the aura. Sometimes you have to mess up your hair to activate the aura. When you want sometimes as a joke to tell somebody to loosen up, don't you put your hands in their hair and say, hey? Why do you do that? Instinct told you to do that. You don't go and squeeze their knee. That would seem odd to you. You put your fingers in their hair and you do like this so that they loosen up, right? You laugh, maybe they tend to loosen up, they get a little embarrassed. But this is your instinct telling you to do that. But you're not taught it. So some of these teachings to walk barefoot sometimes on the earth, to chew slower. Sometimes don't use knife and fork when you don't have to. You are, in some ways, made of the earth. In some ways not. You are made of the ether. You are made of something that is probably beyond the words. The words will fail you after a while. But you are spirit expressing yourselves through the physical. You are not here to forget the physical. If you were here to separate yourself from what you call the material world, what do you mean the material world? Everything is material. What about when you die? Do you think you're only light, or don't you know you're going to look down and see a body? Of course you will. You have had enough experiences with what you call the afterlife or reincarnation, or mediums have told you, or maybe you have seen. You will have a kind of what you guys call an etheric body. But it will be very real to you. In your dreams, are not your bodies real? You feel pleasure and pain in your dream, don't you? You run in your dream, you fight in your dream. You do physical things in your dream. So you'll always have some kind of physical. So right now you call this the physical, then maybe you call channeling, like this man is doing here, the metaphysical. because it is in a way beyond the physical senses, but it is not. You hear it. You see the man channeling. It is just where your spectrum of sensitivity is. For example, the dog hears a whistle. Is that metaphysical? To you it is. You don't hear it. The dog hears it. So the idea of what is metaphysical to a certain degree is relative. But you are on earth to have a physical experience. To deny this would be to deny the divine purpose of existence and reality itself. What you are trying to do is not be enslaved to patterns or things. To not be a slave. To not even be a slave to your old beliefs and patterns. That is what you see. You say, I'm always listening to that. Many of you here, the answers are within you. It is not a very good statement. If a baby says, please feed me, are you going to say, hey, the answers are within you? If a 3-year-old says, how do I tie my shoe? You say, don't ask me, the answers are within you. Figure it out. Everything that you know how to do, you were taught by somebody. Everything. To put the blanket on you, to sit that way. To brush your teeth, to drive your car. You have had a guru for everything. Of course, there are going to be teachers who teach you how to come out more. Even you are a teacher to help people do what you know how to do. It is just, you don't need to be enslaved to it. You're always going to be learning. So, let go of this idea. There is also another idea we like to tell you to forget. You know the idea you cannot love anybody till you love yourself? If that was true, none of you would ever have gotten together. You often learn to love yourself because somebody loved you first. And you have had other people discover self-love because you loved them. So it is about oneness. Oneness is sometimes very hard to practice because there are people, especially now in your political climate, who feel very strongly about one thing and the opposite on another. Many of you have cut off people you used to be friends with because you did not like their political leanings. And so it is divided people. It is part of a process, certainly. Division is part of a process. It is not the end, but it is certainly part of it. It is usually not very pleasant while it is happening, but there is a purpose to it. Just like this virus that has come, it is an intelligence. All living things are intelligent. They have a purpose. When their purpose is done, they go, just like you. When your purpose is done, we don't mean your job, meaning why you came to the planet. When it is done, you will go. When this virus's job is done, it will go. Now, it does not matter if you think somebody invented it or it came out of nowhere, because everything is part of creation. So even if somebody invented it, it is still in divine order. If your birth is in divine order, then your death is in divine order. Your creation is in divine order. Everything is in divine order. There's nothing that is out of order. You may not like it, but it is not wrong. So you have to understand what the message is. It is a restructuring, a resetting. Number one, to get everybody to stop for a moment. It is a part of oneness. We talk about oneness. The virus came because oneness had to happen. You say, how did it happen? It is more divided than ever. You just told us. First, look at the event. The event is that it is the only thing in the history of humanity that everybody from every class, in every country, in every culture, in every gender or non-gender, in every age group, has all had to experience the same way. Now the masks are visible. They were just invisible before. So everybody experiences the same thing first. So everybody's concerns will now be based off of one thing to begin with. You have to start there. Whether it is unfair, or whether it is painful, or whether you feel it is wrong, you will have to at some point say, if you believe that everything has a purpose, then you will have to go deeper. Every system had to be restructured. We have told you in the channeling circles many years, you do not have an educational system for the young, you have memorization system. Temporary memorization. Memorize this till you pass the test, then forget it. Because none of you can name 10 things that you learned in every grade. How long did you spend there? 10 months a year, 6 hours a day, 5 days a week. But you cannot name 10 things you learned in first grade, second grade, third grade, fourth grade, fifth grade, sixth grade, seventh grade, eighth grade, ninth grade, 10th grade, 11th grade, senior year high school. You cannot name 10 separate things. What were you doing all that time there? You temporarily memorized things. You did not learn how to learn. Learn how to learn. And that requires mastering your greatest power, which is your sensitivity. Mastering it. You're all sensitive. Some of you believe too sensitive. It is because you have not mastered it. The great artists have mastered it to present you with that kind of work of art. The more sensitive the artist in this kind of way, the more powerful the creation. It does not have to be complex. You can make a simple salad. If you are sensitive, it will be delicious to people. So don't get tripped up by it has to be complicated. There is great power in simplicity. But you would have to make peace with the word power. When you understand that love is the only real power, then watch what you will do. So, we come around to you guys. I talk to you, maybe your guys have something to say to me. We have little powwow with you.